With great power comes great responsibility.
Don't you dare finish that sentence. Don't do it.
Well, you know how it goes. Spider-Man has always had a strong coming-of-age component, representing a part of life we all go through as we try to figure out who we are. Just, we have to stumble through without any superpowers. Although, maybe that's for the best. What's interesting with Into the Spider-Verse is the inclusion of so many parental figures for Miles Morales. While Aunt May and Uncle Ben do play an important part and are great role models, usually Spider-Man is left figuring out the superhero thing by himself. Here, there are people Miles can look up to for support, but it also means his freedom is constrained. Today, I want to look at that and conventional parenting wisdom, and ask if we really teach responsibility through control and a position of authority, or if learning responsibility requires freedom. Or put another way, does greater responsibility come with greater power? This probably could go without saying, but before we get started, there will be a lot of spoilers ahead. If you haven't seen it, you're missing out on what I think is the best Marvel movie, and just one of my all-time favorite movies ever. There's just so much care in all the little details, along with its very unique style. Alright, with that out of the way, let's swing into things. There are consequences for the actions we take. Hopefully, we are able to learn from these and continue onward. After all, making mistakes is how we learn and gain experience. Or at least, that's what I keep telling myself when I make these videos. This is clearly the main theme of Into the Spider-Verse. I mean, it's not subtle.
Always find a way to come back.
Can you get back up?
Get up!
Get up!
Yeah, I always get up.
It's a great theme. Not giving up can be hard when things go wrong, especially when we have witnessed others, like our own heroes, get knocked down and not be able to get back up. What if that happens to us? What if we fail? Ideally, we have someone to give us support, like our family. Someone to lend a hand when we are down. Unfortunately, this isn't always the case. Our parents may not have been around, or perhaps they were so afraid of us getting hurt, they did not give us the freedom to do things when we might fall in the first place. They may have been overwhelmed by day-to-day life, or were reminded of something that didn't turn out well for them. Maybe they worried what others would think of them as parents if we had a problem. Whatever the reason, they tried to keep control. They worried natural consequences would not be enough for us to learn. And if we struggled, they thought,
I have to do this. The world won't go easy on them.
Surprise attack!
It's for their own good. This isn't a democracy.
From a young age, most of us experience well-meaning parents telling us what to do, often with little to no explanation. Then we attend school, which follows the same dynamic, and we move along life on the standard path with warnings that if we don't listen this time, we will fall off and never be able to get back on the path again.
Mr. Morales.
The supposed wisdom seems to be that as children, we cannot grasp the long-term consequences to the choices we make. And while there is obviously some truth to this, we should be empowered along the way and taught about those consequences so we can make informed decisions ourselves, rather than all of the decisions being made for us.
We all make choices in life.
It doesn't feel like I have a choice.
You
right
don't!
Miles' parents seem to be calling all the shots for him, or at least his father is.
You gotta say I love you back.
Dad, are you serious?
I wanna hear it.
You want to hear me
I
say
love
it?
you, Dad.
You're driving me off out of
I
school?
love you, Dad.
Look at this place.
Dad, I love you.
And as Miles tries to understand his newfound powers, he meets Peter B. Parker. Miles hopes he's found a teacher, but quickly learns he will still not be given much freedom because Peter B. Parker withholds knowledge except what he deems Miles is ready for,
what am
as
I
the
doing?
presumed authority figure.
Step 7. You stay here. Your lookout. Very important.
Look, man, you gotta teach me how to do Spider-Man stuff, or I'm not gonna be able to help.
All right. Watch and learn, kid. I'll quiz you later.
And Miles feels stuck because he's been taught to believe learning is only through instruction.
That's new.
When parents are focused on being an authority figure, it can create a rift in our relationship with them. They may show less interest in our thoughts and opinions,
Yeah, I mean, but a vigilante,
Jeff, mi amor.
instead trying to always have the answer,
You know how I feel about Spider-Man, come on.
never showing vulnerability,
I got it handled, buddy. Everything is fine.
and we are left with no clear sign of when the control will stop, leaving us feeling like we are constantly being tested.
This kid can turn himself invisible. Watch this. He can do it now.
I can't do it on
He
command.
can't do
And
it.
fearful of being judged, that we are not capable. The parent too focused on the future, worrying about if we can just get past one more milestone.
But I'm ready. I promise.
Then Venom strike me right now. or turn invisible on command so you can get past me.
And they don't think about all the time lost on the smaller battles that arise.
What?
Hey! A 0? What? A few more of those, you'd probably have to kick me out of here, huh?
The only way to get all the answers wrong is to know which answers are right.
We test boundaries trying to find anything that truly is our choice, no matter how small.
Hey,
Yeah?
his shoes untied.
Yeah, I'm aware. It's a choice.
Then adults bemoan when we don't do as we are told. We are being rebellious, as we desperately seek some form of agency.
Thief! A criminal!
If things escalate, adults may resort to punishment.
He's a menace to the entire city! I want that wall-crawling arachnid prosecuted!
Anything to try to remain in control. Sometimes this may appear to have the desired effect, but punishment doesn't teach us to focus on what we could do better next time. We just don't want to experience whatever type of pain it was again, especially the pain of rejection, feeling like our parents' acceptance or love is conditional. Now the goal just becomes don't get caught, like swearing or skipping class. Is all of this control worth it? How can they be so sure? The world is constantly changing. No one can predict what will be successful in the future. And is that even the metric that matters most? There is a good chance the role we are trying to be forced into doesn't fit us.
Can I return it if it doesn't fit?
It always fits. Eventually.
When coming from a place of authority, a parent doesn't know what to do other than keep trying to make it fit. Like putting a square peg in a round hole, there's a high chance if it does eventually fit, it's damaged us along the way. This is even more likely among those of us who are autistic or otherwise neurodivergent, who are taught to mask to fit in. So, instead of starting the process to figure out who we are, we stop listening to ourselves and try to figure out what role everyone else wants us to be instead.
And it's a no on the cape.
I think it's cool.
Take that off, it's disrespectful. Spider-Man doesn't wear a cape.
We fumble along as we struggle to carry those expectations. We feel shame, worrying we are letting people down, and begin to believe who we are is the problem. We begin to avoid conflict. We hesitate to reach out for help. Getting back up becomes meaningless as we feel there is nothing we can do. No power to change things. I think too many of us have experienced this. In Peter B. Parker, we can see its remnants. Someone who was too worried to fall down again, so only stayed in their comfort zone. Too worried about what if something goes wrong. His fears had paralyzed him in his own personal life and risks passing those fears onto the next generation. In contrast, there is Miles' Uncle Aaron, the one person that seems to just accept Miles for who he is. Shows interest in what is important to Miles.
What's up with school?
Going great. Got tons of friends.
He encourages Miles to pursue his passions.
Yo, you been holding out on me? You throw these up yet?
Nah, man. You know my dad. I can't.
Come on. I got it.
Which is why it hits Miles so hard to find out his uncle is the Prowler. The fear that even his uncle may be willing to harm him.
Miles?
But in the end, Uncle Aaron proves he fully accepts his nephew. There is no role he thinks Miles has to fit into. No justification to cause his nephew harm.
What are you waiting for? Finish it.
Uncle Aaron also shows us that you can always get back up, no matter how long it's been since you were last knocked down. You can choose to cast aside the roles you've been given. He just wants Miles to continue being himself.
You're the best of all of us, Miles. You're on your way. Just keep going.
This is so important because many roles will be forced upon us, whether from our parents, family, teachers, or whoever. Those people, although well-meaning, are not always going to be there making decisions for us.
Not so easy doing it on your own, is it?
So wouldn't it be better to give us more say now, when they're around to help us? At some point, we're going to have to take the reins. Having that power earlier allows us to make mistakes and become more skilled in weighing consequences, to be able to test our own limits and discover who we really are. As a parent, I think the temptation can be if I take control and I do everything I can for my own children, then it's not my fault if things go wrong. And if things go well, then I've done a good job. Of course, this would ultimately give them no credit. It would actually take all of the responsibility away from my own children.
When will I know I'm ready?
You won't. It's a leap of faith.
The turning point for Miles in the story is when he receives the support he needs and no one is trying to control him anymore.
I love you. You don't have to say it back, though.
I think that's what we all want growing up.
I see this spark in you. It's amazing. It's why I push you, but it's yours. Whatever you choose to do with it, you'll be great.
That freedom doesn't make us invincible. We will fall and get hurt. We don't know if our support will be able to prevent anything, but we know they'll be there for us. And what does Miles do? Immediately uses that support and asks for help. Makes his own suit, finds his own identity, his own path. As a parent, I want to support my kids in finding their own limits. I want them to learn self-regulation.
Okay, relax your fingers. We don't have time. Just let go. Be in the moment.
I am in the moment. It's a terrible moment.
It's an important skill that often gets ignored in favor of forcing what parents think is best right now.
Calling it quits now, baby, I'm a wreck. You're a wreck.
Not only do I think this is best for them, but I know I won't always be able to be there. Sometimes they're going to have to be on their own whether I like it or not. And I want us to have a strong relationship so they know they can always come to me. I didn't always see things this way. I was a lot like Peter B. Parker when I first became a parent, worried about what might go wrong, how I'd screw up, just trying to survive. Fortunately, since then, I've been reminded of how I felt when I was little. I was able to learn along the way, in part thanks to my kids. Much like Peter B. Parker learns from Miles.
How do I know I'm not gonna mess it up again?
You won't.
Right. Hate to leap of faith.
My children and I can work on things together. We can use collaboration rather than me trying to hold on to all of the power. I believe this is what Peter Parker would have done had he not died. When Miles ran into him, he offered nothing but support.
You're gonna be fine. I can help you. If you stick around, I can show you the ropes.
There was no command. He treated Miles as an equal and he asked for his help.
You'll do this.
Otherwise, I risk being like Fisk, the antithesis for the movie. I could try to control everything. Fisk refused to accept and learn from his mistakes and spent all his energy on trying to undo it, no matter what the cost may be. The same kind of mindset that got him here in the first place. Whether you are a parent or not, I hope you can remember how it felt to be the one being controlled. And if you are struggling with someone over you, I hope you remember that there are many others struggling out there too. Thank you for being you. You are good enough just the way you are.
You could wear the mask. You didn't know that before. I hope you do now.
And I hope you find what fits you best. Not so you can be a hero, but so we can struggle together and through collaboration make the world a little bit better. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please stick around and hit that subscribe button to see more like this. If you at least enjoyed this, hit the thumbs up. I've been blown away by how kind the comment section has been, so why not join us down there? Thank you all for making it such a great place.